Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video I will try to answer the question which phone is better, the Redmi A3 or the Redmi Note 9 Pro. Let's begin! Now, I'm currently using the Redmi A3 and I'm currently on the site GSM Arena, which with its nice compare function, which lets you actually showcase the only differences between the phones. It is pretty nice feature and it's especially welcome in this type of video. Then we'll also use the versus.com, though it will come right in a moment. Anyway, without further ado, let's start. On the left is A3, on the right is Note 9 Pro. Remember that, and let's begin. First of all, the launch date. The Note 9 Pro is about 4 years older than the A3. And you will see the difference right in a moment, though you might actually be surprised in which areas the A3 is actually better than the Note 9 Pro. Anyway, going on to the body and display, we'll see that the size of the phone hasn't really changed that much, and even better, the A3 improved the size of the phone as it is slightly bigger while being a little thicker than the old Note 9 Pro. It also weighs a little less. Though the Note 9 Pro has its advantage in having the Gorilla Glass 5, while the A3 only has Gorilla Glass 3. And sadly, the A3 loses the competition in terms of the display especially, mostly because of the resolution. As you can see, the Note 9 Pro has almost, probably over double the resolution, double the pixels, comparing it to the A3, with also higher pixels per inch density than the A3. However, I personally think that in terms of performance, the A3 wins. Not only because the CPU isn't really that strong on the Note 9 Pro, especially comparing it to last year's A3, but you have to look at the operating system and the fact that the Note 9 Pro has Android 10 with probably ability to upgrade it to 11, maybe 12, though I'm not quite sure. While the A3 has the current Android 14, which is just a newer version. Anyway, going down, we have the memory, and in terms of memory, the Note 9 Pro wins. Even though if we compare the cheapest version, we'll really see that even though both of these have 64 gigs of memory, the difference in RAM is pretty big, with cheapest model of Note 9 Pro having 6 RAM and the cheapest model of A3 having only 2 gigs of RAM, which is really bad. Like, I don't think I have to explain to you why 2 gigs of RAM is very bad in today's world of software and applications and how much they eat the memory. Okay, enough about that. Going to the cameras, we can see a clear winner here. And we can actually speedrun through this because there's no much of a difference in here. The difference, to be fair, is the fact that the battery is technically a little bit better on the Note 9 Pro. However, you will see in a moment that because it is the old battery and not the newest one, it's not that big. And the A3 actually wins the competition, though I will show you that in a moment. And now let's switch the sides from the arena to the versus. And as you can see, Versus says that the Redmi Note 9 Pro is better, and it wins the competition by 5 points, about 5 points. Do I agree with it? Not quite. However, let's see the advantages of Note 9 over the A3, And yeah, I cannot disagree with them, like almost 10 times more megapixels on the cameras, more than 10 times higher resolution, having higher pixel density, better video recording, basically anything else in terms of like display or the camera is better. However, if we go up, we can see this nice little graph, and in here we'll actually see that in terms of operating system, as I said before, the A3 has better Android with newest security patches, but also the battery is better on the newest A3, which is a budget phone. Let me just note that. And the Note 9 Pro has been, one of these expensive phones when it first came out. Then we can see that in terms of performance, there's almost no difference here. So in terms of performance, both these phones operate basically the same. Obviously, there is a huge difference in the cameras, the audio, and the overall design, and of course the display. However, let's switch the sides once again, because lastly I want to speak for a moment about the price. The GSM Arena says that the A3 is about 75 euros right now, while the Note 9 Pro is almost 100. This is a pretty noticeable difference. And for me, if I would have to choose between these two, for some reason these two, I would still pick A3. Now, I know you probably want to stone me in the comments. I will explain myself. I don't care about photos. Like that's the whole explaining part. I'm sorry, but I'm not the type of guy who really takes a lot of photos, so I don't really care about camera that much. I do see that the camera on the Note 9 Pro is much bigger, it's much better, and it's cooler and all of that. Though you can't deny the fact that having a better and newer operating system with newest security patches, for example, sounds little useful, right? For me, of course, it's much more useful than having a nice flashy camera with old operating system, which will be just simply slow. So yeah, overall, I would still say that the A3 is better, at least for me. If you don't care about security, if you don't care about the system, then the Note 9 Pro will probably be better because it has more pixels, it is... Okay, maybe it's not bigger, but it has much better cameras, it has much better display. Many of its advantages are much greater than the A3. However, still, in terms of software, it loses. But it's because it's an old phone. But yeah, you heard me, and that's the end of this video. If you found it useful, please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.